Hi, I'm Jim Robinson with the Pinelands Traveling Choir, and we've been here several times before. We did our hymns arrangement here a few months ago, and then I think a year or so ago we did Christmas carols, so it's really nice to be back here. And nice to see Barbara. Barbara and I are in the same choir for many, many years. So anyway, we're going to be singing spirituals today, and so if the Spirit moves you, you can get up and clap your hands, or you can dance in the aisles, or whatever happens. But anyway, Tom is our narrator, Judy is our pianist, Carl is on the trombone hiding in the back, and Pat is playing the flute right next to him. So big hand for our supporting group. Man in the back.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start. We're going to start with Lift Every Voice and Sing. This hymn was originally written as a poem by James Weldon Johnson. Mr. Johnson was an author, activist, educator, lawyer, and diplomat. It was performed for the first time by 500 school children in celebration of President Lincoln's birthday on February 12, 1900, in Jacksonville, Florida. The poem was later set to music by Johnson's brother, John Rosamond Johnson. Written from the context of African Americans in late 19th century America, the hymn is a prayer of thanksgiving to God, as well as a prayer for faithfulness and freedom. The imagery evokes the biblical exodus from slavery to the freedom of the promised land. You will hear Rob do this as a solo.
Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us mark on to victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chase chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet in a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading a path in the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who has by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray, lest our feet away the places where the hearts drunk with the wine of our world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand. May we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Okay, thank you. Next, we're going to start with He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. This song is a traditional African-American spiritual. Like many of the early spirituals, blues, and folk songs, it has come down to us from generation to generation in an oral tradition. This means that the author of many of these spirituals is unknown. The song was first published in the paper-bound hymnal Spirituals Triumphant, Old and New in 1927. And in 1957, He's Got the Whole World in His Hands became an international pop hit in a recording by English singer Laurie London with the Jeff Love Orchestra. The song has also been recorded by many other singers and choirs, including Marian Anderson, Mahalia Jackson, Judy Garland, and Nina Simone. Let's hear it now.
He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the stars and the moon in his hands. He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands.
Our next song is Do Lord, Oh Do Lord. This song is a 19th century African-American spiritual. The origin of the song is lost. This hymn song is about the glory of God and his son Jesus Christ. It calls upon the listener to join the singer in praising God and Jesus and to look beyond the blue sky to our home in Gloryland. Johnny Cash made a notable recording of this tune. Let's hear it now.
Just hold your applause until the last, okay? We know we're great, but you know. Anyway.
I've got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I've got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I've got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. Way beyond the blue. Do Lord, oh, do remember me. Do Lord, oh, do remember me. Do Lord, oh, do remember me. Way beyond the blue. I took Jesus as my Savior, you take him too. I take Jesus as my Savior, you take him too. I take Jesus as my Savior, you take him too. While he's calling you. Do Lord, oh, do remember me. Do Lord, oh, do remember me. Do Lord, oh, do remember me. Way beyond the blue.
Okay, our next song, Swing Low. Now this song is different because we actually know who the author was. The song was composed by Wallace Willis, a Choctaw freedman in the old Indian Territory, now Oklahoma, sometime after 1865. The earliest known recording of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot was in 1894 by the Standard Quartet. The song uses the theme of death to remind the listener of the glory that awaits in heaven, when as Christians, they will transcend this earthly world of suffering and come to dwell in their heavenly home. Specifically, the lyrics refer to one of the most dramatic scenes in the Old Testament, the account of the prophet Elijah's ascent into heaven by chariot. This occurred when Elisha and Elijah were walking and talking together. And the verse reads as follows: As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. And Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind.
One more time, Julie. One more time, please.
Swing low, sweet chariot, sometimes down, coming for to carry me home. But still my soul feels heavenly bound, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
And our next song is Rock of My Soul, also known as The Bosom of Abraham. Yet this is another African-American spiritual whose author is unknown. It was first documented by William Francis Allen in the 1867 collection, Slave Songs of the United States. Allen attributed the origin of the song to the state of Virginia, and perhaps the earliest recorded version of the song was by the Heavenly Gospel Singers in 1937. Since then, the tune has been recorded by Louis Armstrong, Elvis Presley, and Peter, Paul, and Mary, among others. And what, you might rightly ask, is the bosom of Abraham? Well, the phrase only occurs once in the New Testament, in Luke 16:22. This is the parable of the rich man and the beggar Lazarus, who suffers from leprosy at the rich man's door. And here's the verse: the time came when the beggar died, and the angels carried him to Abraham's side. So it appears that the term bosom of Abraham is the place where the righteous await the judgment day in delight.
Rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock of my soul. So high, you can't get over it. So low, you can't get under it. So wide, you can't get round of it. Rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock of my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock of my soul.
And the next one is familiar, probably. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? This is an African-American spiritual, likely composed by slaves in the 19th century. Once again, its author is unknown. The song was first published in William Eleazar Barton's 1899 Old Plantation Hymns. In 1940, it was included in the Episcopal Church hymnal, making it the first spiritual to be included in any major American hymnal. It has been recorded many times by the likes of Paul Robeson, Marion Williams, and Harry Belafonte. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Invites the listener to join the crowd at the crucifixion, to witness the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. The words express trembling, tears, and hope in the face of his suffering and death. Let's hear this beautiful song now.
Oh,
African-American spiritual whose beginnings are lost in the mists of time. Some scholars believe that this song originated as early as 1750 and was composed by slaves from modern-day Liberia. It became one of the first slave spirituals to be widely sung by white Christians, usually sung as a call and response. And the lyrics are based on the vision dreamed by Jacob in Genesis 28, 10-19 at Bethel. Verse 12 reads, "And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, angels of God ascending and descending on it." This climb towards God is depicted as a series of tests and draws heavily on the New Testament tradition of the Christian as a warrior. The spiritual implies that God's promise to the biblical patriarch, Jacob, will also lead the slave to freedom.
We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. Soldiers of the cross. Every rung goes higher, higher. Every rung goes higher, higher. Every rung goes higher, higher. Soldiers of the cross. Do you think I'll make a good soldier? Do you think I'll make a good soldier? Do you think I'll make a good soldier? Soldier of the cross.
Okay, Rob's gonna sing, so we can sit down on this here.
Okay, Rob is going to entertain us with another solo. This one, you probably know. Old Man River. Unlike many of our other songs, this is a show tune, not a hymn or a spiritual. But it covers some of the same themes as our spirituals. The song contrasts the struggles and hardships faced by African Americans with the endless, uncaring flow of the mighty Mississippi River. With music by Jerome Kern and lyrics by Oscar Hammerstein II, the song was written for the 1927 musical Showboat and is the most famous song from that show. The song features something unusual for musicals, a rare bass solo. Of course, the most famous rendition of the song was by Paul Robeson in the classic 1936 film version of Showboat. For those of us who remember Mr. Robeson singing Old Man River, it was an unforgettable experience.
Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant potatoes, he don't plant cotton, and him that plants him is soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and rocked with pain. lift that bell, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along.
Bob Goodson, he sings for money on Sundays.
Our next one, Children Go Where I Send Thee. This song's origins are uncertain. However, its earliest known relative appears to be an English folk song known as the 12 Apostles. Both songs have a similar structure, with each verse built upon the previous one by adding a new stanza based on a biblical reference. The first recording of this song was by the famous musicologists Alan and John Lomax. In 1934, they traveled to Bellwood Prison Camp in Atlanta, Georgia, as part of their field recording trips. There they recorded an unidentified group of convicts singing a version of Children Go Where I Send Thee that is similar to the one you are about to hear. Today, with its mention of the little bitty baby born in Bethlehem, many Americans think of this song as a Christmas carol. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho. Like many of our favorite spirituals, the author of this lively song is unknown. The song is believed to have been composed by slaves in the first half of the 19th century. In 1882, the song was first published in Jubilee Songs by M.G. Sladen. The first recorded version of the song was not until 1922 by Harrod's Jubilee Singers. Of course, the lyrics tell the tale of the famous Battle of Jericho, in which Joshua led the Israelites against the Canaanite city of Jericho. Like many spirituals, the song's words may also be referring to eventual escape from slavery. In the case of this song, and the walls come tumbling down.
Joshua in the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua in the battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. You can talk about your king of Gideon, you can talk about your man of Saul. There's none like good old Joshua at the battle of Jericho. Up to the walls of Jericho, he marched with spear in hand. Go blow them ram horns, Joshua cried, 'cause the battle is in my hand. Then the ram sheep horns began to blow, trumpets began to sound. Joshua commanded the children to shout, and the walls come tumbling down. Joshua in the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua in the battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down.
Down by the riverside, withstanding in the need of prayer. This spiritual is also known as Ain't Gonna Study War No More and Gonna Lay Down My Burden. Its roots date back to before the Civil War. It was first published in 1918 and first recorded in 1920 by the Fisk University Jubilee Quartet. This song is filled with biblical imagery. First, the focus is on leaving one's suffering and burdens by the riverside prior to crossing over. The song suggests this can be done by baptism in water, just like in the Old Testament metaphor of crossing the River Jordan to enter the Promised Land. And finally, the refrain, Ain't Gonna Study War No More, is a reference to the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 4. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Now that is a prayer for our times.
Lay down my burden, down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by
dating from 1873 or earlier, when it appeared in a list of Jubilee songs, the Jubilee Singers. Charles Davis Tillman, who popularized many gospel songs, first heard it sung by African Americans at a camp meeting in Lexington, South Carolina in 1889. Tillman wrote down the words and later was responsible for publishing the song and for its increasing popularity with white audiences. It has since become a standard in many Protestant hymnals, though curiously, it does not mention Jesus or the gospel. This song praises the old-time religion of the African American community based on biblical values that led them through fire, help the Hebrew children, and will bring them out of bondage.
Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. It's good enough for me. It will do when the world's on fire. It will do when the world's on fire. It will do when the world's on fire. It's good enough for me. Give me that old-time religion, give me that old-time religion, give me that old-time religion. It's good enough for me. It was good for the Hebrew children. It was good for the Hebrew children. It was good for the Hebrew children. It's good enough for me. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. It's good enough for me. It will bring you out of bondage. It will bring you out of bondage. It will bring you out of bondage. It's good enough for me. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. It's good enough for me.
Next, Soon I Will Be Done. The origins of this song can be traced back to African American slave spirituals from the American South. The author of the song is unknown, as it has changed and been passed down through generations as part of oral tradition. Later, it was arranged by William L. Dawson, an African American composer, choir director, professor, and musicologist. Dawson's best-known work was his Negro Folk Symphony. In November of 1934, Dawson's Negro Folk Symphony was premiered by the Philadelphia Orchestra under the leadership of Leopold Stokowski. The symphony was a great popular and critical success. In February 2023, the symphony was again performed by the Philadelphia Orchestra under the director Yannick Nézet-Séguin.
Soon will be done with the trouble of the world, the trouble of the world, the trouble of the world. Soon will be done with the trouble of the world. We'll be home to live with God.
No more weeping and no more wailing. I'm going to live with God. No more weeping and no more wailing. I'm going to live with my God. No more weeping and no more wailing. I'm going to live with God.
Soon we'll be done with the trouble of the world,
Trouble of the world,
trouble of the world,
trouble of the world,
trouble of the world.
trouble of the world.
We'll be done with the trouble of the
Oh, going home to live with God. I want to meet my mother, yes. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I'm going home to live with God, yeah. Soon we'll be done with the trouble of the world.
trouble of
Trouble of the world.
trouble of
Trouble of the world. the air. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I'm going home to live with God.
Soon we'll be done with the trouble of the world. Trouble of the world. Trouble of the world.
Trouble of the world.
We'll be done with the trouble of the world. Going home.
Going home to live with God.
And our last song, When the Saints Go Marching In. While almost everybody knows this song and can sing the chorus, nobody knows who wrote the words to this famous spiritual. It may have evolved in the early 1900s from a number of similarly titled gospel songs, such as When the Saints Are Marching In from 1896, or When the Saints March In for Crowning in 1908. The earliest versions were slow and stately, but as time passed, the recordings became much more rhythmic and up-tempo. The traditional lyrics use apocalyptic imagery from the book of Revelation to signal a jubilant release from bondage. Perhaps the best-known recording of the Saints was done by Louis Armstrong and his orchestra in 1938.
You can sing along with us. You all know the song. When the Saints Go Marching In.
When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the sun refuses to shine, oh, when the sun refuses to shine, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun refuses to shine, oh, when the stars have disappeared, oh, when the stars have disappeared, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the stars have disappeared, oh, when the trumpet sounds its call, when the trumpet sounds its call, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the trumpet sounds its call, oh, when the day of judgment comes, oh, when the day of judgment comes, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the day of judgment comes, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
So that concludes our quarterback, folks. And once again, Tom on the narration, Rob singing solo, Judy on the piano, playing that beautiful piano, Carl hiding in the back with his trombone, and Pat on the flute. So how about a big hand for all those players? That's really fun.